Good afternoon. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another live edition of Pro Wrestling Talk brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. August is here. It is August 6th, Saturday of 2022. Rocking my Stardom Queen's Quest shirt for the show. Got a good bit to talk about. We're gonna talk some Stardom, gonna talk some New Japan Pro Wrestling. We'll go over the current standings of the G1 Climax 32, as well as the Stardom 5-Star Grand Prix. And we also have official cards for the Stardom X Stardom 2022 upcoming pay-per-view near the end of August, as well as the next New Blood show, New Blood number 4, which will air before this pay-per-view. So, or no, I think afterwards. I have to look back at the dates. But yeah, we got those to look forward to. Gonna talk a little bit AEW. Gonna talk some WWE now that the Triple H era has begun, and it's a lot going on. Both the WWE and NXT Women's Tag Team Championships making a comeback. And as a matter of fact, we just crowned new NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. So good to see both sets of belts back. And I don't know, y'all. I've been seeing, a couple of good things. Still some things that they got to fix, got to work on with WWE. But hey, definitely starting to see some things. It's been very interesting. So, yeah. But let's get started. Let's go over New Japan Pro Wrestling first. Take a look at the current standings of the G1 Climax 32. And it's been very interesting. It's been very interesting. And just about a week and a half, we're going to have the finals of the G1 Climax 32, which is on August 18th. So won't be too long before the finals arrives. But let's take a look at our current standings of the G1 Climax 32. All right, let's start with the A block. So for the record, everybody has points. So there's nobody left with 0 points. Everybody has points in this tournament. So nobody has a goose egg. But let's look at the A block first. So right now, sitting at the bottom with 2 points are both Toru Yano and Filthy Tom Lawler. Let's take a look at those two. Toru Yano, right now, he only has 1 win against Jonah, and he has losses to Okada, Lance Archer, Bad Luck Fale, and Filthy Tom Lawler. So it looks like Yano may mathematically be eliminated. I think. I think he may be mathematically eliminated because the only match they say he has left is Jeff Cobb. So he may be out of there. Filthy Tom Lawler, he has 1 win over Toru Yano and a loss to Jonah and Lance Archer. He's not quite eliminated yet because he still has 3 matches. He still has to face Okada, Jeff Cobb, and Bad Luck Fale. So he's still technically in it. Okay, and then we have a 3-way tie with 4 points. Lance Archer, Bad Luck Fale, and Jeff Cobb. Let's take a look at Lance Archer. So he is 2-2 right now. He's got victories over Toru Yano and Filthy Tom Lawler and losses to Bad Luck Fale and Jeff Cobb. He has 2 matches left. He faces Jonah and Okada. Ooh, that's going to be tough, even for Lance Archer. I mean, he's 2-2, but he's got to face Jonah and Okada. I mean, he's already lost to Bad Luck Fale and Jeff Cobb. So he's kind of struggling with some of the bigger guys. So we'll have to see what happens. All right. Bad Luck Fale. He is also 2-2. So victories over Lance Archer and Toru Yano, but losses to Kazuchika Okada and Jeff Cobb. And he has 2 matches left against Jonah and Tom Lawler. So he's still technically in it. And then Jeff Cobb is 2-2. Victories over Lance Archer and Bad Luck Fale, with losses to Jonah and Okada. And he has 2 matches left against Toru Yano and Filthy Tom Lawler. All right. And actually, Jonah also has 4 points as well. I forgot to say Jonah. Jonah also has 4 points. Jonah is 2-1 right now. Victories over Jeff Cobb and Filthy Tom Lawler, but he has the loss against Toru Yano. So he has 3 matches left to face Okada, Lance Archer, and Bad Luck Fale. So it's gonna be interesting to see how Jonah does. Jonah only has the 1 loss, so he's still looking pretty strong. And then sitting at the top of the A block with 6 points, right now undefeated at 3-0 is the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada. He has victories over Bad Luck Fale, Jeff Cobb, and Toru Yano. So Okada looking really strong, but it'll be interesting to see what happens. His remaining 3 matches are against Lance Archer, Filthy Tom Lawler, and Jonah. And going to really have my eyes on the Lance Archer and Jonah matchup. Filthy Tom Lawler, I don't think he'll pull it off, but Jonah or Lance Archer could indeed upset Okada, but we'll see. He could very well upset Okada. All right, let's look at the B block. All right, sitting at the bottom, three folks with 2 points. We got Tomohiro Ishii, the Great Okan, and Chase Owens. All right, let's look at Ishii. Right now, he's been struggling. He is 1-3. He's got the victory over Tama Tonga, but he's got losses to Jay White, Taichi, and the Great Okan. He has 2 matches left against Sonata and Chase Owens, but the Stone Pitbull's been struggling. So we'll have to see how he finishes, but hasn't been looking good for him. Okay, the Great Okan. Right now, he is 1-3. He's got a victory over Tomohiro Ishii, but losses to Sonata, Chase Owens, and Jay White. He's got 2 matches left against Taichi and Tama Tonga. It's another situation looking kind of rough for Great Okan. And then we got Chase Owens, who's 1-3. He's got a victory over the Great Okan, but he's got losses to Jay White, Taichi, and Tama Tonga, with matches against Sonata and Ishii remaining, which will not be easy matches for him. So we'll have to see if Chase Owens can squeeze out another win against Sonata or Ishii, but it's not going to be easy. Definitely not going to be easy. Okay, we got a 3-way tie with 4 points in the B block. Taichi, Sonata, and Tama Tonga. So let's look at Taichi. Taichi is 2-1 right now, with victories over Tomohiro Ishii and Chase Owens, but a loss to Sonata. He's got 3 matches left against the Great Okan, Tama Tonga, and Jay White. So there's still hope for Taichi. Sonata, he is 2-2. He's got victories over Taichi and the Great Okan, but losses to Jay White, and he actually lost to Tama Tonga. That one was kind of surprising. But he's got 2 matches left against Chase Owens and Tomohiro Ishii. So Sonata, he needs those two victories. Like it's crunch time for Sonata. He needs those 2 victories. And then Tama Tonga is 2-1 with victories over Sonata and Chase Owens, but a loss to Tomohiro Ishii. And he still has 3 matches. He's got to face the Great Okan, Taichi, and Switchblade Jay White. And then sitting at the top of the B block, undefeated at 4-0 with 8 points, is Switchblade Jay White. He's looking to just sweep everybody. He's 4-0. Victories over Chase Owens, the Great Okan, Sonata, and Tomohiro Ishii. He's got 2 matches left against Tama Tonga and Taichi. And honestly, Jay White might go undefeated. He just might go undefeated. It's looking that way. It's really looking that way. But it's looking like he's the favorite to come out of the B block. So we'll see if Tama Tonga or Taichi can put a dent in his streak. Won't be easy, though. Okay, let's move on to the C block. The C block is actually really interesting. So the C block, sitting at the bottom, 3-way tie with 2 points, Kenta, Evil, and Aaron Hanare. So let's take a look at Kenta. He's had it rough. 1-2. He's got a victory over Hiroki Goto, but losses to Evil and Zack Sabre Jr. He has matches against Aaron Hanare, Tetsuya Naito, and Hiroshi Tanahashi left. So we'll have to see if he can bounce back. Evil is 1-2. He's got the victory over Kenta, but losses to Tetsuya Naito and Hiroshi Tanahashi. He still has 3 matches left against Aaron Hanare, Zack Sabre Jr., and Hiroki Goto, which will be pretty tough for Evil, but, he likes to cheat, so he'll probably steal a win or 2 from cheating, but we'll see. Aaron Hanare. He's 1-3. He had the big victory over Hiroshi Tanahashi, but then he lost to Hiroki Goto, Zack Sabre Jr., and Tetsuya Naito. His last 2 matches will be against Evil and Kenta, and honestly, he might pull off 1 win, but I don't think he'll do any better. But we'll see. Okay. We got 2 people tied at 4 points, Tetsuya Naito and Hiroki Goto. Let's look at Naito. Naito is 2-2. He's got victories over Aaron Hanare and Evil, but losses to Hiroki Goto and Hiroshi Tanahashi. And he has 2 matches remaining against Kenta and Zack Sabre Jr., which will be pretty tough for Naito. And Hiroki Goto is also 2-2. He's got victories over Aaron Hanare and Tetsuya Naito, which was a really good match, but losses to Zack Sabre Jr. and Kenta. His remaining 2 matches will be against Evil and Hiroshi Tanahashi. 2 matches he could definitely win, but won't be easy. And then we have a 2-way tie at the top. 2 guys with 6 points, Zack Sabre Jr. and Hiroshi Tanahashi. Let's look at Zack Sabre Jr. He is 3-1 right now. He's got victories over Aaron Hanare, Kenta, and Hiroki Goto, but he has a loss to Hiroshi. Oh, I'm sorry. He's got a loss to Hiroshi Tanahashi. I was right. So he's got 2 matches left against Evil and Naito. But hey, Zack Sabre Jr. could definitely be a favorite to make it out of the C block for sure. So we'll see how that goes. All right, let's look at the ace, Hiroshi Tanahashi. He is also 3-1. He's got victories over Tetsuya Naito, Evil, and Zack Sabre Jr., but a loss to Aaron Hanare, and that was quite a big upset. but he's got matches against Kenta and Hiroki Goto remaining, which will be tough. Will definitely be tough matches. So who knows? Could come down to the Ace, could come down to Zack Sabre Jr. I really hope Hiroki Goto. I'm a big Goto fan. I would love for him to make it out of the C block, but we'll see what happens. And then we have the D block. So sitting at the bottom of the D block with 2 points are El Phantasmo and Juice Robinson. El Phantasmo is 1-2. He's got the victory over Yujiro Takahashi, even took Peter while he was at it, but losses to Yoshihashi and Will Ospreay. He's got 3 matches left against David Finlay, Juice Robinson, and Shingo Takagi. And then Juice Robinson, Rock Hard Juice Robinson. That's what they call him now. He is 1-3. He's got a victory over Shingo Takagi, which was a pretty big upset. But he's got losses to David Finlay, Yujiro Takahashi, and Yoshihashi. So he's been struggling. He's been definitely struggling. He's got 2 matches left against El Phantasmo and Will Ospreay, which I'm sure he'll probably win one of those, probably over Phantasmo. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay, we got 4 people in the D block tied at 4 with 4 points. We got Yoshihashi, Shingo Takagi, Yujiro Takahashi, and Will Ospreay. Very surprising there. Okay, Yoshihashi. He is 2-1, which is not a bad start for him. He's got victories over El Phantasmo and Juice Robinson, but has a loss to Shingo Takagi. He's got 3 matches left. He's got a match against Will Ospreay, Yujiro Takahashi, and David Finlay. So it's going to be tough for him. It's going to definitely be tough, but hey, 2-1 start, not bad. All right, Shingo Takagi. He is 2-2. 2-2. Victories over Yoshihashi and Will Ospreay, but losses to Juice Robinson and David Finlay. He's got 2 matches left. Yujiro Takahashi and El Phantasmo. 2 matches he could definitely win. Definitely capable of winning. Okay, Yujiro Takahashi, the Tokyo Pimp. He is 2-2. He's got victories over Juice Robinson and David Finlay, but losses to El Phantasmo and Will Ospreay. He's got 2 matches left against Yoshihashi and Shingo Takagi. Not going to be easy for him, but I mean, he pulled off two victories, so we'll have to see what happens with Tokyo Pimp. And then Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay is 2-2. He's got victories over Yujiro Takahashi and El Phantasmo, but took 2 big losses to Shingo Takagi as well as David Finlay. So those are 2 rough losses. And he's got 2 matches remaining against Juice Robinson and Yoshihashi. So Juice Robinson and Yoshihashi. Okay. And then sitting at the top of the D block with 6 points, something I did not expect, David Finlay, ladies and gentlemen, is leading the D block with 6 points. David Finlay is 3-1. He's been on a roll. He's got the 3 victories over Shingo Takagi, Juice Robinson, and Will Ospreay. Those are 3 big victories for him. He did lose to Yujiro Takahashi, unfortunately, but his last 2 matches against El Phantasmo and Yoshihashi, he is very capable of winning those 2 matches. So don't be surprised if David Finlay finishes with 8 points. or more. He could get those last 2 victories. It's very possible. Woo, it's crazy. It's really, really crazy. So those are our standings so far. And then once all of the matches are done, then they'll have a semifinal round where they'll have the top winner of Block A face the top winner of Block B. And then you have the top winner of Block C face the winner of Block D. And then the 2 winners of those 2 matches will face each other in the finals. So, yeah, this is going to be interesting. This is going to be very, very interesting. But once again, you got Okada at the top of Block A, Jay White at the top of Block B. Zack Sabre Jr. and Hiroshi Tanahashi both have 6 points at the top of Block C, and David Finlay at the top of Block D. So we'll have to see how things go, but should be interesting. Okay, let's switch gears to Stardom. So first off, let's take a look at the current standings of the 5-Star Grand Prix for Stardom. Let's see. Let's look at the Blue Stars first. So the Blue Stars sitting at the bottom with 0 points. Suzu Suzuki still hasn't had any of her matches yet, but they're coming. They're coming up. But sitting at the bottom with 0 points, Momo Watanabe, Julia, Hanan, Saya Ida. So Momo Watanabe, a bad start for her. She's 0-2. Ugh. With losses to Saya Kamatani and Mina Shirakawa, it's not looking too good for Momo Watanabe right now. Not looking good for the Dark Peach. Julia has also been struggling. Also is 0-2 with losses to Hazuki and Mirai. The leader of Donna Del Mundo, struggling bad. Real bad. All right. Hanan. She's actually wait a minute. So she has 1 point. It looks like, or I could be misreading it, but Hanan has the loss to Mayu Iwatani. She tried to ambush her, but that didn't work out too well. And Saya Ida is also 0-1 with the loss to Ami Sourei. So those ladies are sitting at the bottom with 0 points. Oh, Mamba. Wow, I haven't seen you in a while. What's up? Welcome to the stream. Do you think Sasha and Naomi make a return now that they do have a great relationship with Stephanie and Triple H? So it's very possible. So word is that they are on their way back. And also, one of the things that I'll talk about later is they're going to be doing a tournament to crown new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. And I'm sure they're probably going to be in it. But word is that they are on their way back. I personally would have thought they would have showed up and stood tall with Bianca Belair in the war against Bayley, Io Shirai, and Dakota Kai. Might still happen, but now with Alexa Bliss and Asuka in the picture, not too sure. But word is they're making their way back. So quite a lot is happening. Quite a lot has been happening. So should be good. Yeah, I've been going to sleep really early, so I've been missing your streams. Glad I caught this one. No problem. Yeah, definitely got to get your rest for sure. But yeah, so that's what the word is so far. So hopefully very soon. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ladies with 2 points. Starlight Kid, Ami Sourei, Mina Shirakawa, Natsupoi, Saya Kamitani, and Mayu Iwatani. Starlight Kid, 1-1. Victory over Saya Kamitani, but a loss to Hazuki. Ami Sourei is 1-0. She's just had the one match against Saya Ida, which was a victory. You have Mina Shirakawa, who just has the one match, the one victory over Momo Watanabe. Natsupoi is 1-0. She had a big victory over Mirai. That was, some may say that was an upset, but yeah, scored a big victory over Mirai. Saya Kamitani is 1-1. She took a loss to Starlight Kid, but she defeated Momo Watanabe recently. And then Mayu Iwatani is 1-1. She took a loss to Mirai, but just recently beat Hanan. And then sitting at the top, 2 ladies with 4 points, Mirai and Hazuki. So Mirai is actually 2-1. She's got a victory over Julia and Mayu Iwatani, but she took the loss to Natsupoi. And then Hazuki is 2-0 right now. She's on a roll with victories over Starlight Kid and Julia. So 2 big wins for Hazuki, looking very strong in the Blue Stars. So Mirai and Hazuki sitting at the top of the Blue Stars for now. Let's take a look at the Red Stars. Okay, sitting at the bottom of the Red Stars with 0 points, Saki Kashima, Maika, Unagi Sayaka, Azumi, and Momokogo. Ooh, not a good look. Saki Kashima finally had her match, but she lost to Koguma, so she's 0-1. Maika lost her first match, so she's 0-1. She lost to Risa Sera. Unagi Sayaka is 0-1. She lost to Saki. Azumi is 0-1. She lost her match to Shuri. And Momokogo, unfortunately, is 0-2. 2 losses, 1 to Koguma, 1 to Mai Sakurai. Man, I hate seeing her lose like that because I like Momokogo. Oh well. Okay, sitting with 2 points, we have Saki, Shuri, Mai Sakurai, Himeka, Tam Nakano, and Utami Hayashishita. So Saki is 1-1 with a win over Unagi Sayaka and a loss to Risa Sera. Shuri is 1-1, victory over Azumi, a loss to Utami Hayashishita. Let's see. Mai Sakurai just has the one match, the one victory over Momokogo. Himeka has is 1-1. The victory over Utami Hayashishita, but a loss to Tam Nakano. Tam Nakano is 1-0. He's got the one match, the victory over Himeka. Utami Hayashishita is 1-1. Victory over Shuri, but a loss to Himeka. And then sitting at the top of the Red Stars, both ladies 2-0 with 4 points are Koguma, and the leader of Prominence, Risa Sera. Risa Sera, 2-0 with victories over Saki and Maika. And Koguma, the high-speed genius, with victories over Momokogo and Saki Kashima. So, wow. Koguma and Risa Sera looking strong for the Red Stars. But I'm looking forward to seeing what happens once Suzu Suzuki starts wrestling her matches, because she's in the Blue Stars, hoping to see a strong presence from Prominence. And so far, Risa Serra is off to a hot start. So, still have a lot of 5-star Grand Prix to look forward to. Lot of matches, whole lot of matches. Okay. So they just announced the cards for 2 upcoming Stardom shows. One New Blood show and one pay-per-view. The pay-per-view will actually be first. That will be August 21st in Nagoya, Japan at the Aichi Prefecture Gymnasium. This is Stardom X Stardom 2022 Nagoya Midsummer Encounter. Long name, very long name. But this looks like a very good card, ladies and gentlemen. Let's check it out. We got a tag team match. Donna Del Mundo's Julia and Mai Sakurai taking on Oedo Tai's Rina and Ruoka, R&R. That should be really interesting to kick this show off. We got a Future of Stardom Championship match. Hanan will defend her title against Queen's Quest Miyu Amasaki. Hanan has been on a roll lately since winning that title, so I have to see if she can keep it up, or does Miyu Amasaki pull off the upset? We'll have to see. We got another tag team match. Donna Del Mundo staying busy. Maika and Himeka will take on God's Eyes, Mirai and Ami Sourei. That should be a really good, hard-hitting tag team match. All right, we got a 6-woman tag team match as well. We got Queen's Quest, Lady C, Azumi, and Utami Hayashishita taking on Stars Mayu Iwatani, Saya Ida, and Momokogo. Man, I do hope that Mayu gets a chance to defend that SWA belt again. It's been a while since she last defended that belt. So hopefully she'll defend that belt soon. But aside from that, should be a pretty good 6-woman tag team match. Okay, now we get into more of our championship matches. The Artists of Stardom Trios Championships will be on the line, as the champions, Oedo Tai's Momo Watanabe, Starlight Kid, and Saki Kashima, will defend against Cosmic Angels, Mina Shirakawa, Unagi Sayaka, and Saki. That should be a really great match. Oedo Tai's been looking really strong since winning those trios titles. We have the Goddess of Stardom tag team titles on the line, as Fukuoka Double Crazy, the champions, Hazuki and Koguma, will defend against Cosmic Angels, Tam Nakano, and Natsupoi. Woo-wee. That's going to be tough. That's going to be really tough. But hey, Natsupoi hasn't had a championship since the Artists of Stardom Trios titles, so we'll have to see what happens there. And then we have, you could pretty much say this is a double main event and should be treated like a double main event. We have the Wonder of Stardom Championship on the line, as the Golden Phoenix, the champion, Saya Kamitani of Queen's Quest, will take on Stardom Great One, the Pirate Princess Kairi. Whoo, man. This is going to be one of the biggest matches in Saya Kamitani's Stardom career. I cannot wait for this match. The Golden Phoenix against the Pirate Princess. This should be a banger of a match. And then we have another banger of the match. The World of Stardom Championship, as Shuri, the champion, the leader of God's Eye, who has been on a roll, has an awesome win percentage in her Stardom career, and has been a great champion, And she's going to be taking on the first ever World of Stardom champion in Stardom history, Nanae Takahashi, who's another legend. Whoo-wee. And they were slapping the crap out of each other during the press conference. They did not hold anything back. Y'all, this is going to be a big show. This is going to be a really big show. I'm looking forward to this. A double main event like that, that's going to be spectacular. I cannot wait. August 21st. Check it out. As Mayu Iwatani says, check it out. Okay. Let's look at the card they have for Stardom New Blood number 4. Wow, I can't believe they're already at 4 New Blood shows. Wowzers. Okay, Stardom New Blood number 4. Let's see, we got a 3-way battle. We got a triple threat. Lady C of Queen's Quest versus Ruoka of Oedo Tai versus Chie Koshikawa from the Chocopro Gato Move pro wrestling promotion. So that should be really interesting. I've definitely seen Chie a handful of times in Gato Move. So it'll be interesting to see how she does against these two ladies. But yeah, that should be an interesting matchup. This is a matchup I'm definitely looking forward to. We got a singles match. Queen's Quest Hina versus Just Tap Out's Tomoka Inaba. Oh, that should be good. That should be really good. I've actually just recently gotten into professional wrestling Just Tap Out, and I'm liking it so far. So I'm looking forward to this match. I think this has the opportunity to be the best match on the card. Hina, Tomoka Inaba, looking forward to it. We got ourselves a tag team match. Mai Sakurai teaming up with Linda, going against stars Saya Ida and Momokogo. I am not familiar with Linda, so this will be new for me. But hey, this is how I learn. This is how I experience new promotions or promotions that I've never been familiar with, and also wrestlers I haven't been familiar with. So hey, bring it on. Looking forward to it. We got another tag team match. We got Ram Kaicho and Reina taking on Waka Tsukiyama and Momoka Hanazono. Now, I'm not sure what promotions she's from, but I know Ram Kaicho I've seen before in TJPW. I've seen her there before, but interesting matchup. I'm not really sure who to pick from this group, but should be good. It's a tag team match. I'm down. All right. And then we got another tag team match. So a handful of tag team matches. We got God's Eyes Mirai and Ami Sore taking on Oedo Tai's Starlight Kid, and from the Diana wrestling promotion, Haruka Umesaki, who's been kind of teaming up with Oedo Tai lately, especially in the recent New Blood shows. So this should be good. We'll have to see what kind of chemistry her and Starlight Kid will have as a tag team in this match. I know before they were working together in a trios match, but we'll have to see how this goes. This should be a very interesting tag team match. And then, here's another one I'm looking forward to. Singles match. The future Stardom champion Hanan takes on Just Tap Out's Aoi. Aoi, the breakdancer. I'm actually looking very forward to this match. I've been pretty high on Aoi, just as much as Tomoka Inaba of Just Tap Out. So I'm very interested to see how this match goes. This should be really, really good. So can't wait. Can't wait for that match. And then this is a singles match, part of a Supernova 5 series match, which I think this is for Miyu Amasaki. And I am assuming that this is probably the main event of New Blood number 4. Miyu Amasaki takes on Tam Nakano. it'll be interesting to see how Miyu does in this match, going up against someone like Tam Nakano. Tam definitely should not take her lightly. Even though Miyu hasn't won a lot of matches, she's been looking really good in her matches. So don't sleep on Miyu Hamasaki. I think she's going to bring it. She won't beat Tam, but I believe she's going to bring it. Should be good. But yeah, that is your Stardom New Blood number 4. And these shows have been so good. And I assume this one is also going to be free on YouTube. So August 26th for Stardom New Blood number 4. So check it out, y'all. Keep on the lookout. But yeah, should be good. A lot of great things happening for Stardom. Cannot wait. Okay. Let's dive into some AEW. Let's dive into some AEW. So, had a incredible match between Orange Cassidy and Jay Lethal. Always good to see Jay Lethal wrestle. I've been pretty high on Jay Lethal ever since Impact Wrestling or TNA and ROH. So definitely always enjoy watching him in the ring. I've even met him before. But yeah, tough night for Orange Cassidy. Really, really tough night for him. But it's a nice prerequisite for Jay Lethal as he gets ready to take on Wardlow for the TNT Championship. So that should be good. Adam Cole is back, and he has made his decision. Whew. Talk about long-term booking. Adam Cole turned on the Young Bucks and has sided with Red Dragon. It's so funny because this kind of reminds me of back when the Young Bucks turned on Adam Cole in the Bullet Club when Kenny Omega brought in the villain, Marty Scurll, to Bullet Club. So, payback. But yes, Adam Cole has turned on the Young Bucks, the Undisputed. Adam Cole, Red Dragon, stand tall together, taking down the Young Bucks. And surely enough, Hangman Adam Page comes to the rescue. Ladies and gentlemen, could we see a return of the Hung Bucks now that we have this AEW Trios Championship Tournament coming up? It's looking that way. You know, a lot of people may not know, but Adam Page and the Young Bucks have had some success together. If I remember correctly, they were former ROH World Six-Man Tag Team Champs. So don't sleep on the Hung Bucks. They have chemistry together. But I think it's safe to say that is potentially, although I really wanted it to be Kenny Omega, but I'll settle for the Hung Bucks. But it looks like we know for sure we're going to get Undisputed, Adam Cole and Red Dragon. I'm sure we're going to see House of Black in this Trios tournament. I'm sure we'll see Best Friends in this Trios tournament. You know, Orange Cassidy, Trent Beretta, Chuck Taylor. I think we're going to see a decent number of Trios teams. Who knows? We'll probably get the Death Triangle. Would love to see Death Triangle in this tournament too. I think we're going to see a barrage of trios teams. I hope so. I really hope so. I think they have plenty of room for a handful of trios for this tournament. We'll see. But yeah, I think they'll be able to pull it off. I think they'll definitely be able to pull it off. Unfortunately, Thunderstorm had a little miscue in their match against Jamie Hayter and Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and it kind of sort of costed them, as Jamie Hayter was able to pick up the win over Toni Storm in their tag team match. So I'm sure that rivalry is going to continue, because actually Jamie Hayter has an AEW Women's Championship opportunity at Battle of the Belts against Thunder Rosa. So Jamie Hayter getting some love. And it's been officially announced that Team Taz is dead. It's over. Team Taz is dead. Powerhouse Hobbs squashed Ren Jones, which it would really be nice to see Powerhouse in some more legit matches. I hope it just doesn't become a thing now that he's on his own, that he just squashes everybody. I want to see him have some legit matches like he used to have. So hopefully they do that. And then once again, we're going to see Darby Allin versus Brody King. They're hyping up a coffin match between these two. Darby Allin, are you freaking crazy? You can't even beat Brody King. And honestly, I will be very surprised if Darby Allin gets this victory. He's got to have some sort of plan to pull this off. The dude is like, what, 4-0-1 against Brody King? He can't even beat the dude. Barely had a tie with him. So, I don't know. Is this the match Darby Allin finally beats Brody King? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. We had a really tough back and forth battle between Matt Hardy and Christian Cage. Of course, these two long-time rivals, especially dating all the way back into WWE. Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian. But yeah, they definitely had quite a match on Dynamite. But Christian Cage was able to get the victory, hit the kill switch, got the victory, and was going to do a concerto on Matt Hardy. But Luchasaurus came down with a distraction. Jungle Boy jumped in, pretty much chased off Christian Cage. So, like I said, it's only a matter of time before I think Luchasaurus turns on Jungle Boy. I really think it's going to happen. I really think it's going to happen. But I could be wrong. We will see. But I could be wrong. And it looks like perhaps Stokely Hathaway has recruited All Ego Ethan Page. Looks like he's going to have his services to kind of, I guess, help him get success. So I guess, it's been a while since we've seen Scorpio Sky and All Ego Ethan Page. So, yeah, not sure what's to come of that, but we'll have to see what happens with that. Anna Jay choking out some random backstage person now that she's part of the JAS. Now she's just going to choke out random folks. Okay. the tag team dumpster match, which shout out to the Acclaim for the, Max Caster for the sick rap taking a shot at Vince McMahon. Thought that was gold. No, that was platinum. See what I did there? Platinum Max Caster. Dumpster match. Gun Club, the Acclaim. Personally, I thought that they tried to do a little too much. Like, the match was entertaining, but I felt like they were trying to do a little too much. But, it was still entertaining. I mean, the Acclaim won. They even rolled the dumpster off the stage and whatnot. It's just, I felt like they tried to do a little too much. But the spot with the mic drop through the table, that was a pretty cool spot for Max Caster. He nailed that perfectly. But I don't know. I just felt like they tried to do a little too much in that match. But still it was a good match. It was good to see Wheeler Yuta in the main event. Went up against Chris Jericho. Of course, the thing was if he beat him, he would take Jericho's title shot. But, of course, that wasn't going to happen. And he got the victory on Wheeler Yuta, but not just in any regular fashion. We got to see a glimpse of Lionheart, Chris Jericho, as he actually made Wheeler Yuta tap out to not the walls of Jericho. Oh, no. He made him tap out to the Lion Tamer. Yes, the Lion Tamer. So, Chris Jericho still holds on to his title shot against Jon Moxley. Should be good. Should be really good. But, yeah, it's going to be very interesting. And Rampage was good. Mance Warner versus Jon Moxley. That was actually a really great match. Very bloody as well. And Mance Warner, it was really good to see him get this opportunity. This was a good match. What a way to kick off Rampage. But Jon Moxley still shows why he's at the top as he hangs on, gets that chokehold, makes Mance Warner pass out. The Mox reigns supreme. It was good to see more of Konosuke Takeshita as well, which I will also see him tonight in the main event of DPW. But yeah, got a nice victory over Ryan Nemeth. So I thought that was really cool. Madison Rayne, ladies and gentlemen, makes her AEW debut in the ring as she took on and defeated Layla Gray. And not only did she make her in-ring debut, she has been hired as the AEW Women's Division coach. That's right. Madison Rayne, loaded with experience, had such great success in the Indies as well as Impact Wrestling. And she is the newest AEW coach, specializing for the women's division. And she will be a competitor as well. So, welcome to AEW Madison Rayne. Looks like she's going to be in an angle to challenge for the TBS Championship, still currently held by Lane Smallgill. But, hey, I am definitely looking forward to seeing what happens. Does Madison Rayne dethrone Jade Cargill? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Blake's Boxing Sessions. Thank you for the sub and welcome to the stream. Hello to you. But I'd like to see how Madison Rayne does as the coach and as a competitor. See if she can dethrone Jade Cargill or, see success she has in AEW. And then we had a pretty entertaining street fight for the main event. Swerve in Our Glory, the AEW Tag Team Champions, taking on the team of the Premier Athlete Tony Nese and Josh the Goods Woods. Which, you know what? I like this pairing. I actually really like this pairing. I think this could work out really well, whether it be on AEW or if they take this pairing to ROH. I think it would work really well. I mean, Josh the Goods Woods has had success in ROH. So, hey, maybe this is a team that we can see in ROH once they get that TV deal situated for ROH. So keep an eye out for that. I think that could happen for this team. But pretty entertaining match. Some say it was kind of a spot fest. There were tables. There were a lot of different things involved. But despite Keith Lee being planted through a table, Swerve Strickland was able to finish the job and was able to get the victory for Swerve in Our Glory. So definitely good to see that tag team look strong, ever since winning the tag titles. Definitely like what they're doing with this tag team. But AEW's been looking pretty good this week. Definitely looking good this week. And, of course, they got Battle of the Belts. They got Battle of the Belts tonight, as we'll see the AEW Women's World Championship. Thunder Rosa defends against Jamie Hayter. That should be good. We got the TNT Championship. Wardlow taking on Jay Lethal. And then Claudio Castagnoli, the ROH World Champion, defending against Konosuke Takeshita. Woo! Takeshita's getting a lot of love before he heads back to Japan because, as a matter of fact, I think he's got an appearance in the UK before he heads back to Japan, but Takeshita's excursion is almost over, sadly. But he'll be eventually joining back up with DDT soon. So, good thing I'll be able to see him tonight at DPW. So, can't wait to meet him. Okay, let's get into some WWE. So, post SummerSlam, we enter into a new chapter, the Triple H era. And you know what? It's gotten off to a very interesting start. So, unfortunately, Becky Lynch will have to miss some time due to the separated shoulder. But they set up an angle to write her off. She had a good in-ring moment, endorse Bianca Belair. They traded some words, hugged. And then Becky Lynch got attacked backstage by Bayley, Io Shirai, and Dakota Kai. And man, I got to give Bianca Belair props for being able to run in heels like that. That's crazy. She was able to run in heels like that. But I did think it was pretty cool how this eventually led to a match later that evening. Io Shirai, because I refuse to call her Io Sky, against Bianca Belair. Two people that have faced each other before back in NXT. So this is a familiar matchup. But they had two triple threat matches to determine who would get an opportunity at the U.S. Championship. So we had the first, which was AJ Styles, Mustafa Ali, and The Miz, which was a good match. Like, the first hour of Raw was commercial free. Yeah, first hour commercial free. And then, looking at the first triple threat match, wow. First off, kudos that Mustafa Ali was in this match, had this opportunity, but I have to say, That was a really sick finish. Him hitting the 450 splash onto the Miz right into AJ Styles' transition into the Styles Clash. That was a perfect finish. That was a perfect finish. But AJ Styles advances, but man, that was a sick finish to that match. I definitely like that. And then we had another incredible singles match. Seth freaking Rollins versus one half of the Street Profits, Montez Ford. And they put on a clinic. And you know what? Don't be surprised if down the road they split up the Street Profits and Montez Ford gets on a little singles run. The dude could do it now. He could get on a singles run. Shoot, don't sleep on Montez Ford. I'm telling you, he might not have been able to beat Seth Rollins, but you best believe he was showcased very well in this match. Yes, Mamba, I agree. Montez is a beast, and he's even bulked up a little bit. Still doing all that high flying, and the dude is bulked up some. Keep an eye out for Montez Ford. Don't be surprised if at some point, I don't know if it's before the end of this year or maybe next year. Don't be surprised if Montez Ford gets a singles title run of some sort. Don't be surprised. That dude, as much as he is successful in a tag team, he can go at it solo. Do not be fooled. We had another match, Alexa Bliss versus Asuka, which was going pretty interesting. They were kind of mocking each other, but eventually Bayley, Io Shirai, and Dakota Kai broke it up. And then, of course, Bianca Belair came down to even things up. But like I said, I really wish it'd be Sasha and Naomi standing by with Bianca, but they did attack Alexa and Asuka. So, yeah, that's the only thing with that. And then the second triple threat match, Ciampa was able to get the victory over Chad Gable and Dolph Ziggler. So it came down to Ciampa and AJ Styles. And to be honest, I was kind of surprised at the outcome. And Ciampa, in the final match, AJ Styles Ciampa, which they tore each other up, Ciampa got the victory over AJ Styles. But of course, The Miz, was present, and he made his presence felt. So Ciampa's going to get the title shot. The U.S. Championship currently held by the almighty Bobby Lashley. Which I like Ciampa. I just don't like him being paired with The Miz, but I like Ciampa. Edge vowed to end Judgment Day. Was once his creation, now he's vowing to end it. Can you believe that? Okay. We had Io Shirai versus Bianca Belair. Io Shirai sporting some new gear. She's got the shorts back, y'all. She's got the dark colors, the purple, and she's got the shorts. She's busted out the shorts. She used to wear shorts quite a bit back in Stardom and her early days of NXT. So definitely loving Io Shirai's new updated gear that she wrestled Bianca Belair in. And of course, Io Shirai is always looking good. But it was good to see these two ladies go back and forth. Like I said, they both have a lot of experience facing each other back in NXT. War Games. They've wrestled in War Games. They were actually on the same team in War Games. So yeah, a lot of history there. Bianca Belair, Io Shirai. And it was pretty funny to see the segment of Io Shirai and Asuka pretty much yelling at each other in Japanese. But and the funny thing, Asuka, Io Shirai, 2/3 of Triple Tails. Anybody remembers Triple Tails? Io Shirai, Mio Shirai, Kana, aka Asuka, former trios. But yeah, of course this ended in a DQ, and there was just a big brawl at the end with Asuka, Bianca, Alexa, Bailey, Io, Dakota. They had to get all the officials in to break all the ladies up. So that was a pretty crazy sequence. Not a fan of, the DQ, the match ending like that, but it is what it is. They gotta fix the DQ stuff though. And then they had the Mysterios versus the Usos, titles on the line. It was close. It was really close, but I didn't think the Mysterios were going to win those titles, especially not on Raw. But the Usos get the victory. They hit the 1D, I believe it was on Dominic. And then of course, Judgment Day was coming in with the beat down. Edge came to even the odds, but he ended up accidentally spearing Dominic. Ooh, man. I don't think Rey Mysterio is going to take that too well, but we'll have to see what that leads to. But overall, I was pretty pleased with Raw. There's some things that they still got to work on, but I was pretty pleased with Raw. First time in a long while, I was actually pleased with Raw. I kid you not. NXT 2.0. Finally. Katana Chance and Kaden Carter are your NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. What the heck took y'all so long? Triple H is back. But finally, these ladies were able to best 3 other teams: Ivy Nowlan, Tatum Paxley, Luisa Leon, and Valentina Flores, and Toxic Attractions, Gigi Dolan and JC Jane, to finally become women's tag team champions, NXT women's tag team champions. They've been long overdue. And they deserve a good title run, too. They better get a title run. They better get a good title run. I'm not even joking. Those ladies worked hard. They've been a legit tag team for 2 years. Katana Chance and Kaden Carter deserve a good women's tag team championship run. So hopefully they'll do that. The NXT North American title got defended as well. Carmelo Hayes defeated Nathan Frazier. It's a pretty good match. And you know what? It's good to see Carmelo Hayes back in the ring. I feel like it's been a little bit. We've seen Trick Williams quite a bit recently, but it was actually good to see Carmelo Hayes back in the ring. Still looking strong. But yeah, definitely was digging that. Poor Saray. Okay. I'm getting really pissed off on what WWE is doing with Saray. NXT UK dropped the ball big this past week with Saray, and then turned right around. She's not in the Battle Royal, and then turned right around loses to Mandy Rose. Like, what the heck are y'all doing with Saray? Like, I mean, I was hopeful that she would have a nice little run in NXT UK and just get better opportunities. Supposed to be having a main event title match with Meiko Satomura, a match that I've been looking forward to, that they both have a victory on each other and their careers of facing each other. This would have been the tiebreaker, and it didn't even happen. The match didn't even happen. Like, what the heck? I don't know what the heck y'all are doing with Saray, WWE, but I'm at the point where y'all need to let her go. Y'all need to let her go. I mean, you're booking her with this gimmick, this Sailor Moon-like gimmick. You have her getting bullied when she's a legit great wrestler. And you have her losing to folks like Mandy Rose. Yeah. So they need to free Saray. Free Saray, because this is ridiculous. And let me guess, she's probably not going to end up getting her title opportunity against Meiko Satomura. Blair Davenport's going to be back in the picture, and then she's going to dethrone Meiko Satomura, and then that whole thing is just not going to happen. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. They need to free Saray. The way that they're treating Saray in NXT is freaking ridiculous. So, they had the contract signing between Jordan Devlin, because I refuse to call him that other craptacular name, and Braun Breaker. So they will face each other for the NXT Championship at Heatwave, which I believe is in 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. So we got that to look forward to. Axiom took on Duke Hudson. Was able to defeat Duke Hudson, which, you know, Axiom is a kid with a mask. Yeah. I really don't have much to say about Axiom. But, I mean, hey, it's on a 2-match win streak since his debut. So, hey. Welcome back, Santos Escobar, who played a key role in helping Diamond Mine, the Creed brothers, retain their NXT Tag Team Championships against Stax and Tony D'Angelo. So it is so good to see Legado del Fantasma back together, but looks like there's going to be one last meeting between Tony D'Angelo and Santos Escobar. I'm sure it's going to break out into a brawl of some sort to hopefully finish this storyline, finish this rivalry. And who knows? We could see Legado del Fantasma fast track to the main roster. Or, I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see how that goes. Who knows? Maybe they can have a killer stable, get to the main roster, get Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza as part of the stable. That could be legit. That could actually be a legit stable. It's been a while since we really had a good, decent size, Nexus size stable. You know what I mean? I think we need to see one of those. I mean, we usually see a lot of tag teams, a lot of 3-person stables, or, you know, a lot of trios. It'd be good to see like a 4 or more person stable. So I think that'd be a decent start. Joe Gacy, don't care. Don't even like the dude. Don't like the gimmick. Looks like Alba Fire put to rest Lash Legend. Well, Kaylee Ray. Not really a fan of Alba Fire. But she put her to rest. So we'll have to see what kind of storyline that they do next for Kaylee Ray going forward. Main event was the Falls Count Anywhere match. Solo Sikoa and Von Wagner. It was funny seeing Solo Sikoa dumped into a dumpster, and then he eventually came out and fought back. But it was good. It was definitely really good. That was quite a sweet Uso splash that he nailed on through the announce table to pick up the 1, 2, 3 to defeat Von Wagner. And I tell you, his brothers would be very, very proud. But Solo Sikoa, we'll have to see if he gets back into the championship picture after a victory like that. But he looked great. He definitely looked great. Owned it. Owned it. And like I said, NXT UK, I was very disappointed in. Very disappointed in NXT UK. First off, unfortunately, Ilya Dragunov, due to injury in the title match that he had against Wolfgang, ankle injury, he had to relinquish the NXT United Kingdom Championship. So, the Czar has to step away due to injury. But they are doing a tournament. They're going to do a tournament to help crown the next NXT United Kingdom champion. And if I remember correctly, it's going to have Noam Dar, Tyler Bate, Oliver Carter, Kenny Williams, Joe Coffey, Trent Seven. Dang, I forgot who the others were. But yeah, they're going to do a tournament, which they haven't done a tournament for that in a while. I mean, that's how they originally crowned the first ever NXT United Kingdom champion, which was Tyler Bate. So that should be exciting. That should definitely be exciting. Oliver Carter still continuing the rivalry with Di Familia. Was able to defeat Rohan Raja. So since that nobody came down to help him, because Ashton Smith, he's out on injury. That was his tag team partner. Of course, they had Chase University in NXT UK, but Buddy Hayward lost to Shaw Samuel. So even looking all homeless and poor, still was able to get a victory. But I was so disappointed at what happened with Blair Davenport and Isla Dawn, and then Eliza Alexander and Amale. Just that whole thing just was a big, gigantic, just atom bomb. We were supposed to get Mako Satomura versus Saray for the title in the main event. And now I don't even know if we're going to get that match. So for the first time in a long while, NXT UK really dropped the ball this week. I mean, extremely dropped the ball. And WWE as a whole continues to drop the ball with Saray. I'll just leave it at that. SmackDown. SmackDown was very interesting, but mostly in a good way. Mostly in a good way. Good to see Ricochet back in action. Got a nice victory over Happy Corbin. Love me some Ricochet. Shinsuke Nakamura earned himself an Intercontinental Championship match against Gunther from defeating Ludwig Kaiser. Not surprised at that. They had a gauntlet match to determine the next number one contender for Liv Morgan's SmackDown Women's Championship, which, honestly, I don't know, y'all. I feel like there's some regrets now in putting the title on Liv Morgan, because she's not even being booked like a legit champion so far. I mean, she couldn't even beat Ronda Rousey clean. This is why I have an issue with having folks win titles via a Money in the Bank cash in. This is why I hate the idea behind Money in the Bank. It's the cheapest way to just put a title on somebody. And now look at Liv Morgan. I mean, I just got to keep it real. But they had a gauntlet. Sonya Deville and Aaliyah started it off. Sonya defeated Aaliyah. Then Raquel Rodriguez came in, defeated. She defeated a handful of folks. She defeated Sonya Deville, Shotzi, poor Shotzi, but at least she was in this. Defeated Xia Li, who had a good bit of offense, but couldn't defeat Raquel. Defeated Natalya. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 victories in a row. And then the last one was Shayna Baszler. And Shayna Baszler was able to finish the job. Xia Li had worked on that knee of Raquel Rodriguez with her strikes. And so did Natalya with the leg attacks. But Shayna Baszler was able to get the victory with kind of a unique roll-up on Raquel. And once again, in a very long time, Shayna Baszler is in the singles title picture. It's about time. And I'm not even that huge of a Shayna Baszler fan, although I do respect her for being a big gamer and a fan of Final Fantasy VII. But this is a good thing. Shayna Baszler back in the singles title picture, something she hasn't been in, but like what, once or so, maybe twice since she's come to the main roster. So this is big. This is big for Shayna Baszler. So it's going to be Shayna Baszler versus Liv Morgan. But just like with Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler, MMA girl. How are they going to have her beat her legit? That's the thing with them. Like, I just honestly don't see Liv getting like clean wins over a lot of these bigger names. But they gotta figure it out some way, somehow, because she's the champion. She's the SmackDown Women's Champion. So the New Day, Viking Raiders, still back and forth, although Kofi did get the victory over Eric. But it's not really a rivalry I'm that invested in, to be honest with you. But a certain somebody has returned to the WWE via SmackDown, and it is in the form of Karrion Kross and Scarlett. Ambushed Drew McIntyre as he came out to confront Roman Reigns, the bloodline. Scarlett leaves the hourglass in the middle, well, not in the middle of the ring, but on the side of the ring for Roman Reigns to see. Tick tock. Tick tock. Now remember, Drew McIntyre does have a title shot at Clash of the Castle in September against Roman Reigns. But with Karrion Kross back, I don't know, y'all. Either Drew McIntyre or maybe Karrion Kross could potentially maybe dethrone Roman Reigns. I don't know. But it'll be interesting to see what kind of gear Karrion Kross supports. If he wears anything like he wore before he was let go, then it's not going to be good. But you know what? This is the Triple H era. The Triple H and Stephanie era. I think Karrion Kross, I think he's going to be booked well. He's back with Scarlett. So this should be interesting. Karrion Kross on the blue brand. Also, before I shut it down, I'm getting so sick and tired of Sami Zayn with the bloodline, just bloodline butt kisser. But word is, supposedly around the end of this month or going into September, there's going to be a draft. That's what the word is. WWE draft. Supposed to be coming back. Shake things up. So that'll be interesting, y'all. That'll be interesting to see what happens with that. And they don't have another pay-per-view until Clash at the Castle, which is September 3rd. So they have no August show. No August pay-per-view. So that should be a good amount of time to build stuff up during this month as they get ready for Clash at the Castle. So no pay-per-view for WWE this month. Interesting. Very, very interesting. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens. Some good things, some good changes are happening. Oh, and an even bigger change. The word wrestling and wrestler is no longer banned on WWE. Can actually say wrestler, can actually say wrestling. I don't know what in the world Vince McMahon was originally thinking, having those two banned words. But not a problem going forward. This is a big win. This is a big win. So we're seeing some good things happen. Still got a long ways to go. Let me emphasize, there's still got a long ways to go. I still believe give this whole Triple H era, give it at least about maybe 8 months to a year to really see more things shaping up. This is just the start. This is just the start. But I think there's going to be some good that comes out of this. We'll see. We will see. But that will be all for this live stream. Let me know what y'all's thoughts are. G1 Climax 32 standings, 5-star Grand Prix standings. What are your thoughts there? What are your thoughts on the 2 upcoming Stardom shows? Stardom X Stardom 2022, Midsummer Nagoya Encounter, and New Blood number 4. AEW. What y'all think about the turn? Adam Cole turning on the Young Bucks. Are y'all excited for Battle of the Belts? What do you think of the changes so far, WWE? Which word is there's going to be a tournament. Adam Pearce announced there's going to be a tournament to crown new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. They've already crowned new NXT Women's Tag Team Champions in Caden Carter and Katana Chance. So they're going to do the same for the main roster. So bringing those 2 sets of titles back, good thing. But yeah, we'll have to see what other changes start to take shape. We might see NXT 2.0 get ushered back into more of a black and gold sort of status. We'll see. But all I can say is give it time. I think it's going to be cool. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell while you're at it so you don't miss any of my videos. And thanks so much for coming through, for watching. Hope you enjoyed this content. For another pro wrestling talk brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Hope everybody has a blessed weekend, and I will see y'all in the next video. Take care. Queen's Quest. QQ. Bye, y'all.